Hello and welcome to the VMAX video tutorial series. In this video we are going to go over the overview of moving around in the virtual world and interacting with things. Now we are getting the cart in front of the horse here because we are showing you how to move around in VMAX before we've shown you how to install it. We thought this was important because we want you to get a feel for what VMAX is and what it's like to operate inside this virtual world before you start getting bogged down into the technical details of actually installing it. If you recall in the previous video, we mentioned how you interact in the virtual world using an avatar. This is the representation of yourself. And as you can see, that's what we have right here. What I've also done is I have it so that when I click on a key, you can see it in the lower left-hand corner. In this case, I'm hitting W to go forward. And you can see right here, anytime I hit a key, just look for the appearance down in the lower left-hand corner. So as you can tell, by hitting the W key, you can walk forward. By holding down the A key, I can start to look to the left, and the D key lets me move to the right, and the S key starts to walk me backwards. And you'll see I'll repeat quite a bit. If I just hold down the keys, it'll just start scrolling all the way across. Now, if you don't like to use the keyboard for this sort of thing, there are also movement buttons that you can do right on screen. If you don't have them present, what you can do is you can click on this little guy down in the corner. He's a little walking guy. And that will bring up this menu that has the arrow keys. So if I start clicking on this guy right here, you see I'm able to walk forward. I can walk back. This here is that turning left and turning right. These here lets you slide to the left and slide to the right. That way you can sort of scoot to the left and the right without actually turning yourself, if that's what you prefer. And you have the option to fly, which is kind of nice. You can click this, you can go up. Not necessarily something you can do in the real world. Okay, so that's how that works. Another way you can control your avatar is actually just to click and just start dragging. Now I just took the left mouse button and I'm holding it while I move the mouse around. See, that points me in the direction and I'm able to look. You can look at all different directions here. And that's how that works. I'm going to hide this just for a moment. Now, another thing that you can do if you want to look at things is to hold down the Alt key. Okay, holding that down, and your mouse turns into a little what do you call it? Looking glass. Not looking glass, magnifying glass. Well, when you left click while holding the Alt, that lets you zoom in on things. So I'm going to see that little round circle. I'm going to left click, and that centers it. And now as I move my mouse forward and back, I'm zooming in on it. You can do that over here. You can read our mission. You can look at the posters, and you can do it to yourself. So I'm Alt zooming. It's called Alt zooming on yourself. And by moving my mouse around, I'm able to have a look at myself. Now, I'm using Windows right now, and so that's why I'm using the Alt key. Anytime, if you happen to be on Apple or on a Mac, all you have to do is hold the Apple key, and that's basically the Alt key. So otherwise, everything's exactly the same. Now, I'm able to hold down the Alt key and mouse to zoom around like this, but if I also hold the Control key, that allows the up and down to work as well. So I'm actually currently holding down the Control and Alt key, and I'm moving the mouse up and down, left and right, and that lets me look around at everything. So those are your keys, and what we're going to do now is I'm just going to walk over to this door. Another feature of the virtual world is you're able to interact with it. It's not just moving around in a room, but if I click on this door in front of me, you see it opens. So now we've opened a new area for me to go explore. The movement, I'm just going to use these arrows just so we don't have quite so many of those little call-outs at the bottom. So I'm going to open another door, and now we're in a changing area. And in this area, you can look around just as you have before, and this is sort of a little area where the kids will go to adjust their avatars and make themselves look the way that they want to look. And then we can do that. Remember that Alt zoom trick? We can zoom in, and maybe one of these avatars is what I'm sort of feeling like, or could be any of these. And you can also get If you ever find yourself in a little bind with your visuals, if maybe your camera goes a little weird, just hit escape and that resets you, and which has just happened to me just then. Okay, so I look over here, and if I want to say, take a look, and I want this fellow in the NASA outfit, all you have to do is right click on it, or actually just click on it, and it brings up the menu to buy. All right, and it's called NASA jumpsuit, and so I'm going to buy it. And once you do that, that NASA jumpsuit is inside your inventory, and that makes it accessible to you. So when it comes time, I don't want to look like I'm wandering around in the spacesuit. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go to this little briefcase icon down at the bottom and click it. We'll scroll down, and I found NASA jumpsuit. So click on it, and what you do is you right click and you do replace current outfit. Okay, and we're going to do this, and now I am in NASA uniform. Now there's lots of ways that you can modify your avatar. You can right click on yourself and you can go to appearance, and you can edit outfit or edit shape. So if I want to go ahead and change myself to just makes myself a little taller, that'll do that. And maybe I'll just make myself a little thicker. If you look there, let's see, body thickness. You'll find my thickness will change. And there's a whole array of ways in which the students can adjust their avatar. You can change your head, your eyes, ears. They can make themselves look like anything they want. And that's something that we consider important for the engagement of virtual worlds, to really identify with your avatar, to set it up so that it feels like you. And then when you go on and experience other things in the world, it becomes more compelling. Okay, so I'll just save, and as always, you can click this X to dismiss a window. And that's how that works. Okay, so this is sort of the first video for the intro. We covered how to move around, how to look around, how to click on these boxes and change your avatar. And in the next video, we are going to go ahead and pop on down to the Visualization Studio and see what VMAX is all about.